Hello and welcome to another summary of a Twitch stream that we did for Timberborn. This was a build that we created as a second season. This was the second playthrough of Timberborn we did on stream, and it started out with an idea that we wanted to make every district in the build be a separate production facility. So we would have one that produces food, and we initially even had the weird idea to what one would produce carrots, another one would produce everything to make bread, one would produce everything to make potatoes. Back then, that was all three foods that were in the game. Then we would have a district that would do everything with the forestry. So it would plant the trees, it would cut them, and it would make them into planks and into gears. And then we would have another district that would do metal, and then one that would make explosives, etc. That was the initial idea of this build, and it was abandoned by the time we got to the third district, but you will see that in the playthrough that we're going to show you today. This was played on the map called Lakes. So if you would like to check out this map for yourself, Lakes is the one to go to. It was a fun map to play, and we had fun making this build. But we got better ideas, and we wanted to implement them. So we eventually abandoned the idea. Well, we first abandoned the idea that we initially had, and then we moved on and came up with a better idea. And we started the other season. You can find the link to the summary video of that, what was inspired by this build, in the description below. You can also find my Twitch in the description below, and enjoy the video. What you see here is at the end of the first stream that we did. We got pretty far with the first stream. This is the starting location over here. If you've played this map before, then you know it. So you start out here, and we had already by the end of the episode expanded to the second part. As I said before, we were going to make each district have a specific job and distribute the goods to other districts. This was going to be our forestry district, and we were going to produce everything related to the wood, which meant we were going to make the lumberjacks here. We were going to do the planks production and the gear production over here at least. We weren't entirely sure yet what else we were going to do. The only thing we added here was water. We weren't going to bring water into any of the districts. We figured that was just going to be ridiculous to have the beavers transport water everywhere. So it was just the initial district is producing the food for now and distributing it to the other districts. And that was going to be the main idea. And then we were going to expand on that and make other towns do other things. Yeah, so this was where we ended up after the first playthrough on stream. We had quite a bit of food. We already had, as you can see, we already had 5 farms. And yeah, these are now saying that recipe is not selected. That is because this save game was produced before grist mills and grills and bakeries had multiple recipes. So this is a very old save. I wasn't entirely sure if it would still load on the current version of the game, but as long as I don't unpause it, I think it's fine for the moment. As you can see, we are playing with the iron teeth. And we have the original water wheel still going for us. Yeah, so this was where we started with. This is a little bit later into the game. As you can see, we have expanded our um, forest production, and we started blocking off this whole area. The water production on this map is coming from here, so we decided to block all of this off, and block this off, and we were going to make this a production area where we would do all our industry work. So as you can see, we had already started on this new district. Mostly they were just here to build things. We had decided to make a canal in the middle and have all the power come from the water wheels on the sides, and have the water that we were storing in this lake pushed down over the floodgates into this canal and then out of this side. And that was going to be our power production for the industrial complex. And we're going to make metal blocks over here. We're going to produce paper, explosives, all that kind of stuff over in this district, and have the wood come from this side and the food come from this side. As you can see, we're in the middle of a drought here when this game was saved, but over here we still had plenty of water to support the beavers with water on this district and this district. They were not going to run out. This district had an additional water pump over here, so it could support this with a little bit of water during the droughts, because this wasn't going to dry up that often. Yeah, so we had our initial part that we're going to do here, and yeah, that was still with the original idea in mind, that every district was going to do something completely separate from the other ones. We are a couple of cycles further along over here, and yeah, not much changed on this district. This district also pretty much just expanded a little bit in wood storage, and we decided to grab some of the scrap metal from here because we needed it. As you can see, we have a lot of log storage because this district was continuously pumping out a lot of logs. Over here, though, as you can see, we kind of got started on something, and we decided to make both sides symmetrical, in a sense that yeah, with the housing, we were going to do housing on both sides, and yeah, have them a symmetrical setup. As you can see, we have all the water wheels connected, and we were making quite a bit of power. We were making more than this, but that was before the water wheels were changed. But we still had to deal with the droughts, and so we decided to make a whole bunch of hamster wheels, as we call them. But yeah, the power wheels are all connected, and they are under here with the shafts connected all the way down and over to this side, and they connect up to everything over here. All the buildings, they are connected through the bottom of this over here. They are all connected up. So yeah, we decided to also start making the planks over here. We already abandoned the idea of keeping that here, so this was only going to produce the logs, and the logs were going to go over here, and this would just produce everything. This is about the part where we were like, yeah, it doesn't seem like we're going to do everything separately in separate districts, because that's going to be a lot of work, and we're not going to do that because we didn't feel like it. And we're working on this district, and we're like, oh, this is looking cool. Let's keep working on that. Another few cycles further along, we expanded our farming a little bit more to produce enough food for the 3 districts. We also installed a lot of um, our inventor huts, because we wanted to get all the research done for everything and unlock everything. As you can see, we removed the production buildings from here because all the logs are now just being shipped off to the other district, and that is producing everything we need. As you can see, we decided to do something else. We were like, wait, we are not producing enough power, so let's make some more water wheels along the side. So we were making explosives and where needed, and using levees to close it off where needed, and add in a row on this side and add in a row on that side. That meant we had to move everything around as well. What you can also see is that we started building this nice setup of our outside wall, and yeah, we had installed two large iron platform or our metal platforms to put our merry-go-round on, and that looked really cool. And while we were placing those, we were thinking about, could we not place large metal platforms over our water wheels and build on top of that? And this is basically the stream, because this was done in a stream from the last save to this save. That was one stream. This is where we basically came up with the idea for what we were going to do in season 3. Not completely how it ended up, what we built, because a lot of it was decided in the actual playthrough. We were only going to cover the water wheels, but eventually we ended up covering the whole bottom part of the map in that playthrough. And as I said before, the link to that summary is in the description, so go check it out, because that is a really, really fun build. But yeah, so we had our labor monuments, we had the flame of progress, and yeah, it started looking really good. All the buildings were also connected to the power production, so we had power everywhere. So that was an idea that we took along to season 3. It was starting to look a lot like what we wanted to accomplish. As you can also see, we started a wood production here, because the delivery of logs just wasn't enough for whatever we were building here. So we were making our own log production in addition to getting stuff delivered from here, and even from here as well, because we never stopped producing wood over in that district. We had also gone and decided that we wanted to take down this ruin block, because we needed the scrap metal. You gotta remember that in this version of the game, scrap metal was finite. There were no underground mines, so there's no endless metal that you can produce. So all the metal on the map we kind of needed, because we were going to make more metal platforms. This was the penultimate Twitch stream that we did on this build, and as you can tell, if you have been following me on Twitch, or if you have looked at our other playthroughs and Twitch VODs on my YouTube channel, then you will notice that this was a fairly short playthrough, which is correct. We had like 8 streams or 10 streams maybe of this playthrough, and because we had the idea for what we wanted to do next and make these metal platforms and putting them over the water wheels, we were like, well, should we just start over and well, finish this as much as we can, and then start over and start doing that. So yeah, this was the penultimate episode. We kind of got a lot further already. As you can, if you have seen screenshots, or if you have seen the other build that we did, this was a very small version of what we ended up with in that one, and we had surrounded everything, as you can see. We introduced the extra water wheels on both sides. We had power, a lot of power. We made a lot of industry things on both sides, and we were going to um, make sure that this side and this side were symmetrical. We also added the tribute to ingenuity on top of that, and we were building another one over there, so to keep the symmetry. And yeah, it looked really good, and yeah, this is basically the build idea that we figured we were gonna do, but bigger in the other playthrough. But as I said, we were coming near an end of this one, so there is one final save that we have, and that is the final part of the build. And here it is. As you can see, we kept the berry bushes because we needed them to produce beavers. But yeah, we decided that this was going to be it. We had so many power wheels, hamster wheels, whatever you call it, because we made them symmetrical as well, and we finished off the blocks, and we added another flame of progress on that side. We did not finish this side because we couldn't reach. The problem was that this district center, the reach was not good enough to get here, and yeah, we were more excited about continuing on with our next playthrough than finishing this off. So yes, this looks very very familiar if you have been following me, but this was the original idea. This is where the original idea for our biggest build yet came from. I just wanted to show you this on YouTube, also to have it for my own personal archive, because I don't know how long these saves are actually gonna work. And we had a lot of fun building this, and it is nice to be able to say, well, this was first, and with this we came up with the idea that came after, and we done bigger and better and crazier things now. And yeah, we really did enjoy it. And of course, we are currently in another big build where we are leveling off the whole planet. So if you would like to see me play that, you can follow me on Twitch. The link is in the description. The save game from season 3 is actually also in my Discord, so I will also link my Discord below. Anyway, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the little video of this playthrough, and I hope you have a good day and stay safe.